Hey, it's Adam with Theros Media, and today I want to go through how to make Angie's List work for you if you're a contractor so you can actually benefit from what Angie's List can bring to you. Angie's List, Home Advisor, they're both the same thing to me. They merged about a year ago. So, Angie's List, if you don't know, Home Advisor, if you don't know, they help customers connect with contractors. That's kind of their big thing. And pretty much every service offering you can want. So, if you're a contractor of any kind and you're working with residential or commercial services, typically, Angie's List or Home Advisor has a solution for you to generate leads for your business. Now, just so you know, if you sign up for the marketing program, everything, for the most part, is going to be auto-accepted for you. So you're going to put in a budget, and they're going to spend that budget kind of like Google does, but not the same way. They're going to spend that budget for you no matter what. So everything is auto-accepted, so you can't go through and choose to accept the lead unless it's an instant connect lead. Those leads you can choose to see if you want or not. Opportunity leads are kind of their pool of contractors who haven't gotten in touch with people throughout the month. And you're just picking from those type of leads. Auto accepted, exact match, instant booking. They're only going to work for you if you have a dedicated person that's going to be on the phone calling out these leads. And I'll show you how we did it to kind of give you a better chance to getting those booked. Now, what I did is I was the marketing and I was a sales director at a small HVAC company in our area. And I had to build out a script to get these leads booked in an email funnel and a text message funnel to get everything booked as much as possible as we can. I'll show you our numbers behind it throughout the early months. So full disclosure, I was their marketing and sales director from 2019 to 2021, and I left in September 2021, at the end of September. And we used Angie's List throughout the whole time. I tried to get off of it, but at that point, they've been using it for so long that you kind of have to acquiesce, especially, I was the marketing director, but, the final decision wasn't up to me. It was up to upper management. So we used it in order to augment whatever we needed for the month. If it was installs, if it was service, whatever. We used it to boost those services. We could have spent money on Facebook and Google, but we spent it on Angie's List. Facebook and Google also did. We used that, and we got, I think in September when I left, we had a 38 times our return on ad spend for Google. So those definitely did help boost the return on ad spend for Angie's List. Overall, we had about a 7.5 times return on ad spend for Angie's List, and that is okay. We wanted to get it 8 because it really depends on your marketing budget, but 8 times return on ad spend was our goal. To be as profitable as we wanted to be. That's the goal we set. We were spending about 12% of our revenue on marketing. So 100 divided by 12 is 8.3. You have to have 8.3 times ROAS, return on ad spend, to be as profitable as you budgeted. For Angie's List, we didn't. We got right under that at about 7.5, which was okay. Anything between 4 and 6.5, 6.5 might have been like a 15%. So it wasn't good. 8 times might have been 25%. So that's what we were trying to aim for, 25% net profit as a percentage. So we got a little under that, which was okay. So in all, we spent about 40 grand throughout the year. Got about 700 leads in. Estimate diagnostics at about 250. Those lead costs were about $60. Booking ratio at about 35%. So some months were higher, some months were lower. At the end of the year, we got it up to 50%, which is great. But 35% was our average booking throughout the year. That only came after painstaking, January and February were very low, and we had to hustle hard to get those up throughout the rest of the year. June was very low. I guess we got busy in June, and no one got to the leads. That's why we didn't spend that much money. Same thing in July. We didn't spend that much money because we were busy everywhere else. August, spent a ton of money. And then September didn't spend as much because we were super busy from all of our marketing through August. In August, we hired some people, so that's why we boosted that in August as well. But I try to keep Angie's List, Home Advisor, as low as possible in our marketing mix, just because it took a lot more work than the other leads coming in. Now, the sales system I built was based on multiple touches. So it's really big. I think on average we had to have 4 or 5 phone calls to a person to book them in. And it would go something like this. Hey, my name's Adam. Hey, whatever your name is. This is Adam calling from Theros Media in Baltimore. We're partnered with Angie's List as their elite partner. How have you been? So we talk to them, get a conversation going. They ask you, what are you calling for? I'd say, great. Well, the reason I'm calling is Angie's List sent over information saying you were looking for whatever their system was, furniture replacement. Does that ring a bell? They say yes, then we book them in. They say no. That's when you really earn your money. I say, well, okay. Well, it doesn't ring a bell. You weren't looking for anything to do with your furnace. Everything's working properly. They say yes, everything's working properly. I say, okay, well, if anything changes, we have this service to offer you. But I'm going to be in the area. If you are interested at all, I'm going to be in the area between Thursday and Friday from 2 to 3, both days. And I'd love to give you a free estimate on a new furnace just in case, whatever. They say my furnace is 10 years old. I said, okay, well, it's usually around the time we see people are looking to entertain estimates because a couple years down the road, they're going to be looking for a new furnace. And you want to know what you want to plan your budget. They say, okay, that makes sense. If they say, no, I'm not looking for that, well, I say, okay, that's totally fine. I understand. I'm sorry to call you. I do have a guide to the signs to look out for to make sure your furnace is working properly or whatever it was. If it was ductless, I had a ductless buying guide. If it was a furnace, I had a furnace buying guide. If it was an air conditioner, I had an air conditioner buying guide. Something to get them interested in our company so I can reach out to them later and sell them. So if they said yes to one of those guides, I send it to them. I'd confirm their information, send it over to them. And then that would eventually get them the book after a couple emails saying, hey, this is the furnace buying guide. We give free estimates. You can change out your furnace. You can usually save about 25% of your bills just by upgrading to a high efficiency furnace, that type of stuff. So that was the booking that we booked them in to get them on the phone. And you really have to have a dedicated person to go through this because you're going to be calling multiple times a day to multiple people. I'd say if you had 20 leads from Angie's List in a day, you're probably making 150 phone calls to those leads just to get someone on the phone to get them booked. 35%, get about 6 people coming in for an estimate. That's a pretty good day. We had emails to follow up. This is the email follow-ups for conventional, ductless, tankless, immediately follow up after the scheduled appointment, follow up on the estimates, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a ton of stuff in here. But that was the main sales script to get them in. Now, the emails were pretty simple. The first one just said, Angie's List, basically the same thing as the phone call. Angie's List reached out, send us your information for this. Or does that ring a bell? They would say yes or no. I would leave it at that. And then once they say yes, or if they said no, they said yes, I'd get them on the phone. They said no. I'd say, okay, well, we have a guide for this type of service, just if you're interested. And leave it at that for email. I didn't want to bug them too much email because you don't want to have your domain, especially if you're emailing from your domain, you don't have a bunch of spam complaints coming from Angie's List because they sent you bad leads. So you leave it at 1 or 2 emails. Text messages, though, we did go hard. Same thing. A little humor going throughout. Hey, this is Adam. My company, city, Angie's List Premier Partner. Were you interested in that type of service? Yes or no? They said no. Well, I said, man, they must have, this happens all the time. I'm sorry to reach out to you. They should buy you lunch because you're probably going to get contractors calling you, 6 contractors a day calling you for the next couple of days or something like that. Some humor with no. And then, but we have a guide for this type of service. Would you be interested in that guide? They say yes or no. Usually it was a yes. If they say anything yes over the phone, you book them in straight away. You can do it over text. You have to have someone on it though, no matter what. That's really how you make it worth it for you. And then what I recommend, we do this all the time for companies. We're, full disclosure, a marketing company for HVAC companies or home services companies in general, but we do a lot of HVAC. And we built a funnel just kind of like Angie's List did for the people coming in for advertising. Because Angie's List was generating leads, we figured we could do it better because if you go to an Angie's List ad, let's see, replacing windows in my near me. If you go to an Angie's List ad, all their ads basically say, get your installation costs now. Here we go. Sign correction to me, just enter your zip code, start. Easy way to book a service, compare quotes. So you actually never get a quote from Angie's List, and we wanted to do it a little differently. So what we built was we built a quoting, so we call it a system builder. So you can basically get a quote on any system that you want in your area, and it actually spits you out a quote. It asks you pretty much the same questions that Angi lists. I'll go through real quick. Show me pricing in that. So we're going to go through add-on each. All right. There we go. Then here's the first, I call it the initial rejection point, because we don't want leads that are coming in just to price shop. If they're okay with this, then we don't want them. We want someone who's going to go through the whole thing, either book a consultation right now or get an instant online quote. So let's say they have a 2-zone system for ductless. This is ductless. They're going to go through here. Is this emergency, yes or no? Emergency, yes. We want those a lot. Emergency, no is okay. We're going to get a quote still. All right. So emergency, no. When do you plan on doing the project? Within a month, 3 months, a month and a half. So a lot of times contractors want within a month because those are the hottest leads. But I like leads from all over, so I can keep following up with them. Didn't really matter to me. But I preferred within a month or 1 to 3 months, because I know if I got on the estimate, I can pretty much sell the job and get the job booked within a month or two pretty easily. So once you got on the job, they're planning for this to happen in a month. Typically, you don't have the availability right now. Typically, you're about a month booked out, so that's okay. So I love these type of leads because you can get them in. You can say, hey, okay, well, if you sign today, we can get you on the schedule, get everything ordered. So when you do want to get it done, we'll have everything for you. And they were cool with that. Am I authorized to make property changes? Yes, I am. So you will only want the people coming in who can make property changes. And then you're going to estimate your room. So for this one, we're going to do 20 by 20 by 2 by 2. And it'll show you over here the size of the system, how much this room adds to the whole entire system. If it's low heat, total investment, finance, low heat, hyper heat, and the different types of system you can do. Everything's quoted out here. Finance, $52 a month. Go to room 2. Make this a sunroom. Change this up here. 15 by 15. It's going to have 12 windows in it, 2 people, 3 people. It's going to be the first floor. It's going to need, it has poor insulation, so it's going to need a little more help. So this system, this zone adds this much to their system. It's going to be wall mounted. It's going to be about this a month, $7,000 to about 12, depending on the system, how it's set up. Finance can be this to this. Low heat is going to be a little higher. So this type of thing helped us a ton schedule out the people, or schedule in the people who got their information. So all this information was sent to the contractor, even if someone didn't say, send the estimate to me. Once you send the estimate to you, they get an email with their estimate in their email. And then you ask them when you want to schedule the inspection for the job. So we schedule it. It's usually within the next 5 days. I don't like anything scheduled anything longer than that because people forget about it. They have a couple different times that they want. Go to next, and they're going to schedule something with you. Boom, inspection location. This is going to be Cortland Road. There we go. Complete. So everything, make sure everything's fine. It is. My free inspection is on June 12 a.m. We're going to that's our preferred date and time. Why is it even there? 12 a.m. I guess it didn't pull through. I will fix that. But everything, complete this, and then everything is scheduled. I don't have a contract in my area, so everything is scheduled. And then we are good to go. So that's kind of what we built for ourselves to narrow down who was coming in. We have different funnels that don't just give it a price. They do this type of thing, except without giving a price. So you build this type of thing for yourself, and you can narrow down your marketing just like Angi's List does, but with higher quality leads coming into your area because they already know the price. They're scheduling something in. So this is exactly what we built for ourselves. It's kind of helped us get away from Angi's List, Home Advisor, because we're doing the same thing they are. They're trying to qualify the leads as best they can, but they can't really do it on a mass scale because they don't have, usually they don't have your calendar, and they don't have your prices. So this is customizable with your prices specifically. It's always going to give a range. I don't like to give an exact because people are expecting that. Usually, if it's within that range, you can sell it pretty easily on the spot. If it's above that range, you have a harder time. If it's below that range, you can definitely get almost 100% of the jobs because they know coming in, that's what you're going to price out. Now, that's what we did to make Angi List worth it. We followed up heavy. I mean, it's nonstop calling, emailing, texting people to get them on the phone, to schedule something in. And if you can't handle that, it's not going to be worth it for you. You need to have at least one dedicated salesperson to do that for you. We had someone in the office trying to call every lead that came in. I called a lot of them. And especially on weekends, I would take my weekends and all the leads that we hadn't booked throughout the week, I'd spend Saturday calling. Sunday was just following up on it. Saturday was calling leads, schedule stuff going in. Sunday was following up on estimates. Saturday, I did a ton of calling. People answer the phone and they wanted something immediately. So, that's something you can do too. But you need to have someone dedicated to just Angi List Home Advisor to make it worth it for you. So hopefully this helps you. We'll talk to you soon.